Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello students, how is everything today? On this chance, we are going to learn about relative clause. Well, in the end of this lesson, you are expected to be able to make relative clause using appropriate pronouns. Let's start by listening this conversation.
Who is this party for?
Tim. He's the guy who I was telling you about.
Refresh my memory. Is he the guy who opened the new cafe?
No, that's Larry. He's the guy who just moved in to the house down the street.
Oh, the house that has the huge garage.
Yes, that's the house and that's the guy.
Well, students, in the conversation, you listen the clauses like that has that huge garage, who opened the new cafe, whom I was telling you about, who just moved in the house down the street. These clauses are called as adjective clause or relative clause, in which the function is to describe the subject or the object of the sentence. Take an example. Here, the adjective clause is that has that huge garage. So, this clause, the function is to describe the house. Well, basically, relative clause or adjective clause, they give us more information about the subject or the object of the previous sentence or clauses. Usually, relative clauses are introduced by pronouns like who, which, that, whom, and whose. We start discussing who. So the relative pronoun who refers to people. I repeat that relative pronoun who, it is only used for describing people. So you can use this formula who. So after who should be verbs. As you know that there are kinds of verbs like main verbs, auxiliary verbs, or modal verbs. Main verbs like eat, drink, run, watch, etc. Meanwhile, for auxiliary verbs or in Bahasa Indonesia, you can say kata bantu kerja. In present tense, you know am, is, are. In past tense, there are was and were. And do, does in present, did in past tense, has, have, had in perfect tense. Meanwhile, for modal verbs, we know modals like will, can, may, must, and shall. I repeat once more that who is used only for describing the people. For more clear, let us see the example. The woman who wears black glasses is my mother. Here you can find the adjective clause who wears black glasses, in which the function is to describe the woman. So the woman here is the subject of the sentence. The adjective clause gives description to the subject. The second sentence, the boy who is ill looks pale. Can you find the adjective clause? Well, that's right. The adjective clause is who is ill. Who is ill is to give information about the boy. It is called adjective clause. And then we go to the next pronoun, namely which. The relative pronoun which refer to things. Different from who, which only used for describing things. Things here like in your surroundings like laptop, mobile phone, table, chair, television. And then you can also use which for animals. Then after which, it should be subject or verbs. So here there are two options. You can use subject or verbs after which. The verb as usual, like eat, drink, run, watch. Subject like she, he, it, all subject. Well, here are the example. We are eating dinner in a restaurant which is luxurious. Here is the adjective clause which is luxurious to describe a restaurant, to describe the noun. And then the second example, the girl lost her dog which she loves. Which she loves is considered as the adjective clause, because here the dog, we use which, not who, because who only for people or person. Then the woman was annoyed to the cat which broke her glass. We find the adjective clause which broke her glass, in which this clause is to give you the information or clear information about the cat, of the cat which broke her glass. Next, namely that, it is the relative pronoun that refers both things and people. That usually used for describing both things and people. So after pronoun that, you can follow it by using subject or verbs. Take an example here. The mechanic repairs the car that is broken. That is broken here is adjective clause. Namely, it is to describe the car. The car is a noun or the object of the sentence. The next example, the man that I introduce you is a carpenter. Can you find the adjective clause in the sentence? Okay, right. That I introduce you is considered as a adjective clause. This adjective clause is to describe the subject, the man. We go to the next pronoun, namely whom. So this relative pronoun refers to people only. So whom is to describe people, after whom should be subject. Subject like she, he, it, they, we, I, you, and the name of the person. The man whom you met yesterday is my father. Can you find the adjective clause? The adjective clause, whom you met yesterday. Okay, it's function for describing the man. And then the second, the mechanic whom I trust to repair my car is very brilliant. Here, the adjective clause is located in the middle of the sentence, but the function is the same. For describing the noun. The noun here, the position is a subject. So this adjective clause is describing the subject. The last is whose. The relative pronoun whose refers to people. Whose, or we can say in bahasa Indonesia, yangnya, yang motornya, yang HP-nya, orang yang motornya. Jadi setelah whose itu diikuti dengan noun. So after pronoun whose should be noun. For example, whose table, whose stone, whose cat, whose father, whose mother, etc. Here are the examples. Look, she is the singer whose voice is beautiful. So after whose here should be followed by the noun voice. Voice is a noun. So whose voice is beautiful, it is also called as the adjective clause. The function is to describe the singer or give you more information about singer. And then Tim, whose cloth is white, works in the laboratory. Tim, whose cloth is white, works in the laboratory. Now here, whose cloth is white is adjective clause to describe Tim. Yeah. Now it is time for you to practice. So what do you think? Julio is the man, blah blah blah, is shaking her hand. Very good. Julio is the man who. Yeah, we use who because in the previous clause here there is the object man. So who is shaking her hand is for describing the man. Very good job. And then the second question, Henry is the cook, blah blah blah, restaurant isn't expensive. What do you think the answer? Nice. You can use whose. Henry is the cook whose restaurant. So, yang restorannya. Ya. Henry adalah chef atau koki yang restorannya isn't expensive atau tidak mahal. And then the next question, Mia boutique is the boutique blah 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 woman love. Well, can you find the appropriate pronoun in this sentence? Yeah, you can use which. Mia boutique is the boutique which the women love. So which here used for describing the boutique. Nice. Next question. Paul is the happy man, blah blah blah, is having a shower and singing. What do you think the answer? Who, which, whom, whose? Okay, who. Very good. Paul is the happy man. So who is having a shower and singing is to describe the happy man. And then the man, blah blah blah, you met yesterday is my father. So what are you going to use? The pronoun. Okay, whom. So the man whom you met yesterday is my father. So after whom, it is followed by subject. The hotel room, blah blah blah, I usually have is great. Okay, you can use that or which to describe the noun. The hotel room that I usually have is great. Well, everyone, I think just all for this occasion. I hope that you understand. If you have any further question, you can put it in the forum. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.